All right, CrossFitters and weightlifting enthusiasts, we're finally here. Fallout Strength. Let's get this stuff dialed in together. Woo! So, power position is the first thing we always do. When you do this, as a coach, you don't need to say it, especially for kids. You don't need to say have your weight in the heels, but their heels should be in there. So what I do is I have them, it's a 2 to 4 inch dip, and that 2 to 4 inch dip is just to get them in the right position. Once everyone in the group is in that position, I make them hold it for 5 seconds, and then I have them come stand back up. So you'll hear me in the video, I say stand, power position. Then we hold it, stand, power position. I do that 3 times with the kids. After I do that, I let them know, hey, that's where we want to be when we drive the bar, or the PVC pipe in this case, overhead. The next step after you get them dialed into the power position and what it feels like for them, the next step is the power position with a hop and land. Key thing here, guys. You want them to hop. If you say the word jump, these kids are going to try to jump for the ceiling. Seen it? That's how it happens. Kids are just, that's what I call kid speak. And kid speak is very weird in that if you say one thing, the kids will do something completely different. And coaches that I've coached with have seen this firsthand. They tell me, God, you have so much patience. I don't understand how you can do this with kids. Well, I tell them, I learned how to speak to them, get them to do what I want them to do the first time, the right way. It didn't happen overnight, and I'm trying to convey that knowledge to you guys. So when you say hop and land, so you go power position, and then you go, all right, guys, we're going to hop, and you go hop, and you have them hop and land. The thing you want to tell them after they hop and land is just tell them, hey, a good cue for you as a coach, especially for kids, is be like, I want to hear your feet stomp. Okay? Don't worry about what some people say stomping or versus non-stomping. In this particular drill, you want them to stomp because you want them to emphasize the landing on the heel. And when they land, make sure that they know you need to land with your knees bent, because if you land with your knees locked out, it's going to send a shock through your whole spine. You're not going to like that. Have them do it once or twice, and they'll never do it again, which is easy for you to correct. So make sure you say hop, not jump, and you want them to stomp their feet. That way they land firmly on their heels. Okay, after they've gotten the power position down, the next step that I'd want you to go to is the actual power snatch itself. So you would just say power position, hop, and then you go, okay, now this time we're going to go overhead. And you say power position, up and over. It's that simple. You say up and over, kids will throw that bar up, over, and lock out their arms. And it's the most glorious thing, especially if you've never seen a kid snatch or do any Olympic lifting. It's up and over. And then they land in that power position with their feet, just how we did with the previous drill with the hop and land. They land with their feet locked out. The only key here for you as a coach isn't something you should say to them, but something that you want to look for is when they're landing, you want their elbows to be locked at the same time their feet hit. And you want to emphasize that. It's like, stomp the feet, guys. Stomp the feet. And remember, whether you are or aren't for stomping the feet, this drill here is just the beginning of opening them up, teaching kids. We're talking 7, 8-year-olds. And you can use this for adults too, because adults learn in the same manner. And they'll get the snatch down no problem. So it's up and over. You want to lock and land. So you just tell them, lock and land. And they'll lock their arms out and land with their feet at the same time. And that's what you're looking for. And they should end in a quarter squat. Don't worry about going down too low or too fast. It's just like that. So to recap it, it's going to be power position. Make sure you get them to hold that. If you're doing this for adults, I would say have them hold it until they look fatigued. And then reset. Let them rest for a couple minutes, for like 30 seconds or so. And then down to power position. Hold it until they look like they're tired. Then you're going to go to the hop and land. Remember, it's hop and land. Not jump. Jump, you're going to have them going through the roof. All right, so it's hop and land. And remember, a simple cue for that one is, land flat. Flat on your feet. You want to hear that stomp. So if you say stomp your feet, they're going to land on their heels in a strong base position, which is going to translate better when we learn more pieces of the snatch down the road. And then the last part is just the power snatch. So they're going to go from the power position, which would be like a high hang snatch, and they're going to go power position, up and over. That's the only cue you need to say to them, up and over, and they land. And make sure when they're coming up and locking out their arms, you just want to say, lock and land, lock and land. And that's all you got to say to them. And they'll land in a quarter squat, and it's the most glorious thing. And I would keep this repetition going if you're running a CrossFit Kids program, or if you're teaching to younger kids, trying to teach them Olympic lifting. I would say you would do this progression until they get it down, no problem. No problem at all. They need to be fluid, and they might need to do this drill for weeks before they go on to the next progression. But that's pretty much it for the power position.
Power position. Hop. That one didn't look too good. Let's do it again. Power position. Hop. That was a good one. Nice job, guys.
Real quick, guys, before we roll out of here, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that my next video will be coming out probably Thursday or Friday, because the CrossFit Open is coming out. So be super excited, super pumped. We're going to come out with tips, tricks, and different ways to get your time as fast as it can be.